Welcome, everybody. Let's see, lots of people coming in. We are so excited today, and we are so excited to have you all joining us. Let's see, okay, still a bunch of people coming in through the waiting room. Give us a wave if you want to say hi. Just a reminder that you guys will be on mute just to help with any background noise. If you want to tell us where you're zooming in from, go ahead in the chat and let us know. We love to see where everyone is calling from. We are so excited to keep continuing bringing you these classes. They are so fun for us, and we hope they're just as fun for you. We hope that, this is just one way that we can help you guys keep making during these crazy times. All right, Georgia, Florida. Hi, guys. Welcome. Just a reminder, if you miss anything or your footage went out, this is going to be recorded. You will be able to rewatch it in about 2 days. So we will have it online. You can go back and watch any of the classes that we've done. So lots of good ways and tips and tricks that you can go back and learn. Okay, Kansas, Nevada, Virginia, Virgin Islands. All
Virgin
right.
Islands.
Can I come visit? Goodness, I need a vacation. But anyways,
Kansas and Delaware.
Yeah. Ohio. All right. Texas, New Jersey. Well, I know you
South
guys
Carolina.
There you go, are so eager to keep making. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Joy.
Thank you, Catherine. Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to see everyone. If you want, you can turn on your camera so that we can see you as we go along. You're welcome to ask questions in the chat. Catherine and Maddie are paying attention for me so that if there's a really important question or something that I need to stop and pause, they'll stop me and pause me and we'll answer your questions. But today, and if I didn't introduce myself, my name is Joy McDonnell and I work at Cricut. I am out here in Utah and I'm wearing a shirt from one of the classes that we did on Iron On. Maddie has put in lots of links for you guys for previous classes. We did the sign-in-one class, we did shirts, so lots of fun things. If you're new to Cricut and I'm moving a little too fast for you on some of the design space aspects of things, there's a 101 class that we have in the selection of classes at Michael's. You can always go back there and refer. I will be using the Maker today, but you can do this project on the Air 2 as well. You would just use the stylus that goes into the pen holder on your Air 2 machine. So there's just some fun tricks about the Maker that I think will be fun to show today. All right, so it looks like we have almost everybody is in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little presentation to show you what we're going to make today, the supplies we're using. And as always, just bear with me as I go through my, my slides and all my stuff. And it looks like I'm going to do this really fast, but we're going to go backwards through the slides because it's not at the front. So here we go. Halloween tree boxes are what we're making today. These are cute little boxes that I thought would be fun because I know there are some challenges for trick-or-treating. And if the kids can't actually go trick-or-treating, I'm going to tell you a little way that maybe you can make a game at home for the little ones, or you can put these out by your door so people can, if folks are coming by to trick-or-treat, they don't have to knock on your door or come in. You can just leave these boxes outside and they can pick up a box and nobody else has touched anything. So, different ways that we do Halloween, but I'm kind of excited about what we can do for our crafty presentation. So over my shoulder and in this slide right here is a picture of the boxes all lined up in a little gift box that you can put outside or take to work, or if you're going to work, or however you might want to deliver any Halloween gifts or treats. With these little boxes at my house, when my kids were little, for Easter, we played a hide and seek game. And I am thinking that you can turn these little boxes into a game and hide them in spots all over the house. Maybe each child gets a different ghost or a different color, and they go look for the treat boxes and treat a ghost that has left little presents for them. So that way the kids can still do something, but they're not, you know, exposing themselves anywhere. And this is for the little ones who maybe are quite not old enough for big hide and seeks. You can leave things in easy places and put some little pom-poms around so that, you know, they can see that the ghost was there and maybe this was their color that they have. So it's always fun to take a craft project and turn it into games and interactive things with kids. So today we're going to be using the Maker Machine, but you can use your Air too. We're going to be using the Quick Swap scoring wheel and the fine point blade, along with a light grip cutting mat, Cricut design space. And I would say, depending on how many boxes you're making, you give yourself 2 to 3 hours of time. Aside from these Cricut things, you'll need some Halloween themed cardstock. Michael's has tons to choose from. And some glitter cardstock. You need Halloween candy, some pom-poms or cotton balls, a little bit of glue, foam adhesive, a bone folder, or you can use the side of a credit card or something. And then I used a basket and some paper shred. So that kind of gives you an idea of what we were using today. This is the Halloween. Yes.
Quick question. Can someone use a double scoring blade?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
Yep. And sometimes that's better because when you go to fold, it's a little bit nicer. So you'll see in the design space project, it calls for the single scoring blade, but if you want to use the double, just go ahead and use the double. Either one works very nicely. Okay. So these are the papers that I chose. I used the glitter, the 6x6 glitter, and one large piece of glitter. I used a Martha Stewart one, which I thought was really pretty. And then the Halloween cardstock pack. And then, sorry, my picture is a little fuzzy like the pom-poms, but I used pom-poms in several different colors. There's lots of different ways to get them at Michael's. They have tons of choices. I am using this Aleene's Tacky Glue is one of my favorite glues. And I love this new packaging that Michael's has for that glue. A bone folder, and a pair of scissors. Now this is a picture of the scoring wheel that goes into the Maker. And somebody had asked, can you use the single or the double? And this is an example of how I'm going to be using the fine point blade, which is the blade in the far back of the photo. And then we'll be using the single scoring wheel, which is the 01 tip. The double, the number is 02 on that one, just in case you're ever wondering how to tell the difference without getting a magnifying glass out. And then you can change the blade on the housing from the 01 to the 02 scoring blades by just depressing the housing tip like a pen plunger. The one tip will fall off and the new tip you can put right back on. And I'll do that for you during our little class here. And then that tool just goes right into the B holder on your machine. Some machines can be a little tricky to open. Mine's a little tight, so you'll see me working it a little bit, but that you want that because that means that your machine is cutting correctly. And then Cricut also has a really cool tool holder for all of those quick swap tools that you have. And they can hang right at the top if you have the housing, or if you just have the tips, they can store right at the bottom of the tool holder. And that thing's awesome. The other blades that you can get with the quick swap tool piece, you can get a wavy blade, you can get one that does debossing, and you can get a perforating one and a wave. I think I said the wavy blade already, but there's lots of choices and things that you can do with your Maker by switching out your blades and your pens, which I think is a lot of fun. So that kind of tees us up. Let's get started on making our little box. You guys are going to be so impressed. These boxes just kind of snap together. You don't really have to use a lot of adhesive for them. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to Design Space. Design Space is kind of the software that drives and runs your machine. If you haven't downloaded this software already, you can go to Cricut.com, and on the far right side, it will say Design. And you click that and that will take you, it'll take you to a download page. You download Design Space and put it on your desktop. You can put it on your iPad, or you can put it on even your cell phone. If you have a Cricut Joy, we have a new app specifically for Cricut Joy that can run right off of there too. So when you first come into Design Space, this is what you see. And you can see the projects that you've been working on recently. You can see I've been cutting some holiday cards and doing a birthday banner. If you have Cricut Access, if you've paid the subscription, then you'll see some of the new projects that we've just loaded. Within Design Space, they're always ready to make projects. That means that these are projects that you can get started on at the tip of your fingers. And then you can also look at it by product type or however you want to look or search for projects. So there's lots of things to do in here. Now for me, I am going to go up here to the top right. I know my mouse is a little small. I hope you can see it. Over here in the top right corner, I have my maker selected as my machine, but I could pick my Cricut Joy or my Air 2 machine. And then I also have my projects right here. And I am not going to update right now. Can it tell me not now? There's always something that happens.
Always something.
That's exciting. It's always something. And you guys wouldn't believe me if I told you that I had just made this run. So we are gonna let that do its update real quick. And in the meantime, the good news is the updates can be pretty fast. So I'm just gonna let it go ahead and update. And let me show you the paper that I'm using. And I'm gonna also be using the light grip matte. This is the glitter orange paper that I picked out, and that these are the paper projects. Now, as I went through here, I'm gonna move a few things around. As I went through my paper and selected my paper, I did look for papers that had sort of patterns that repeated. So let's pick out, I like this bat one. Let's pick this one out. And while Design Space is cooperating with me, we will get our mat loaded. So I'm gonna pick out this little bat paper. And can everybody see what I'm doing?
Yes, it looks great. And we do have just a quick question going through the update. When will Cricut have the new foil tool for iPad?
I know, don't we want that so badly? I want that too. I don't have a date on when that's going to be available yet, but trust me, we are hearing everybody and their excitement for that. So hopefully that will be as soon as possible. Sometimes we get things out on the market in the best way that we can. And then, you know, when we hear like you guys really, really are clamoring for something, we will figure out a way to get that to happen for you. So we all want that as much as you do. Okay, so now Design Space is cooperating with me. So I am going to come back to share my screen. Here we go, share. And like I said before, I'm gonna go right here to where my projects is, because I've already favorited this particular project. Actually, let me show you a better way to get to it. We've sent you the link so you can get to it very easily that way. But I also, let's just do a search in all categories so that I can show you how to find this. And it's called Holiday Treat Box. So I'll just type that into the search box and hit enter. And it's this third one that comes up right here. What's cool about this project is they show you how to do Halloween, Christmas, and like a little fall project. This is a Make It Now project. So all I have to do is click on it. And then I'm gonna, down here at the very bottom of your screen, you'll see me clicking on Customize. And when I click on that, what that's gonna do is bring the screen up. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger for you guys. So now you'll see all of the components that are in the project. Here we have the fall leaf, the holly, the spider, and then the boxes in different colors. Everything is all thought out for you. So if I wanted to, I could just click up here in this top right corner. I could just click make it, and it would cut everything that I want right here. But I want to do, of course, I want to do some things a little bit differently. So I only want to cut one of these boxes. These are all the same box. So in my layers panel over here on the side, I can highlight this yellow box. And then do you see over here in the right corner where this eyeball is? Let's say I don't want this to show right now. I don't want to cut that one. So I'm going to make it so the eye is closed. And then the same thing with the green. I only want to cut one of these boxes. So I'm going to go ahead and just get myself down to one box. And then the same thing with these circles. I don't need to have the yellow and the leaf and everything. So I'm just I highlight it. I just click on the shape, the leaf, and then I come over here to my right and then just close that little eye. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the yellow outside circle because I only really need one inside circle. So then I'm going to move a little faster and close out the holly, and I'll just close out all of these. And we're not going to use the spider. We're going to switch to some ghosts. You could use any shape that you want though to make this happen. Okay, so now I have an outer circle, an inner circle, and now I want to go find my ghosts. So I'm going to go over here to the images on the left side. You'll see me circling this symbol that is for images. I'm going to click on that. And then I am going to type, you can do this several different ways. You can look at image sets. Oh, I probably did that too fast. But down on the left side is an image set choice where I can then type in ghost. And look at that. Here are all my little ghosts that I like. So let's just, and I had picked a couple of these. Let's pick this ghost. Here, let's do this guy. I think he's adorable. So we click on that, and that will turn the outside border box green. And then I'm going to come down here. Just because you've clicked on it, that just means you picked it. Then you need to come down to the bottom right and say insert image. Now that's going to bring that little ghost in there. I can go back to my images over here on the left again and pick another ghost. I like this one. So you might choose several different ghosts for however many children you want, or however you're going to plan for this to happen in your world. I don't want my ghost and my circle to be the same color because that would put them on the same mat along with my box down here. So I'm just going to change this outside circle to an orange. So I'm going up here to the very top of design space, and where it has the color block, if I click that, I can pick an orange because I want that out of orange glitter. And I do want my little ghost here to be black because I'm going to cut him from black glitter. And I think this is a fine color because I'm picking like metallic sort of colors for that circle. Actually, I think I have this the wrong way around. I think I want this one to be orange and this one to be my metallic. So see how easy you can change those colors and just switch them. Now you might say, Joy, your ghost is too big. So let's size him to the right size. If I just plop him over that circle, and actually it's got to fit in the center of this one, you'll see that there's an X. If I click this X, that will delete the image completely. If I click this arrow over here, that'll turn him around different ways. If I click this bottom right corner, I can keep the size ratio the same and just push that in with my mouse and make him to a size that's about right. Now, if there were some reason that you wanted to change your size ratio and you want the height to get bigger and the size to be different, you can unlock your image, and then that'll give you the opportunity to adjust your image in a different way. I just don't need to do that today. So we'll get this little ghost to the right size too. I'm going to move this one over, and let's do that one more time. Just going to that bottom right corner and pushing in, and that will get my ghost to the right size. Okay. And now I can take him off because they're going to cut on separate mats. And I might say, you know what? I want to cut 4 or 5 of these ghosts. So I'm going to all I did was hold my mouse down and drag my arrow. And that gives me a bounding box that will pull these 2 images together. And that over here will open a new, on the top right, that will open the opportunity for me to say, let's group these together. And then if I move over by a couple of icons here, I get a duplicate spot. So I'm up here in the top right corner, right under the Make It button, and I'm going to hit duplicate. And let's say I want to make 4 each of those. So now I have that there, and I'm going to want to cut 4 each of the yellow circle, and I'm just hitting that duplicate, highlighting the item, and then clicking the duplicate button, and that gives me 4 of those. And I'm just going to cut one of the boxes, but I'm also realizing I need to make this a different color. I don't want to do the line types. Whoops. All right, that might be more challenging. So let's just change our ghosts to a different color. Now we got the ghosts and the circles. Okay, so when I highlight this, you can see on the right side, all my little ghosts come up. So I'm just gonna hold down my Shift key and collect these guys all together and change my ghosts to a different color so that they just cut separately from everything else. I hope that makes sense to everybody. That's a little bit of design space fun. And we went through a lot of stuff. So I hope everybody got that. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is just click the Make It button. The good thing about this is if I messed anything up, I can always come back and say, nope, I didn't have it right yet. And I can hit cancel, and I can still change the everything to come up correctly. Okay, so now I'm just going to go over here to my left. Here is my box that I'm going to cut. And if I come down, here are my circles, and here are my ghosts. Now, my paper for my box is a 12 by 12 paper. But when I come to my circles, I am using a 6 by 6 paper. So what I did was I just clicked on the size of the paper, this little drop down arrow, and that gives me the opportunity to say, nope, that's a different size. And what that will do is rearrange those items on my canvas. Now, you may not realize you can still touch these and move them around. And my paper is going to have a little circle in it up here. So I need to move these guys around just a little bit because there's a hole in my paper right up there. So now let's go down and fix the yellow as well. And we're going to say 6 by 6 and scooch that over. And then my ghosts, same thing. We're going to say, whoops, what happened there? Okay, here we go. We're going to choose 6 by 6. And now my ghosts are all fitting on one page, but I'm still worried about that little hole up there. So I'm going to move this ghost completely down over there. Okay, so I have everything all ready to cut. And we are going to now hit continue. And it's going to go to the very first, I hope it goes to my very first one. I'm going to connect, my maker is connected through a USB cord.
Hey, Joy.
And yes.
There's a question. Does the Air 2 have a double scoring blade? Or just
No, no, on the Air 2, you would need to use the stylus tool, and it will score for you, and it will work fine. On this particular, you wouldn't notice the difference.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are going to cut this project first. What happened? Uh-oh, what did I do?
I think I jinxed you with the Bluetooth, maybe.
No, I think I just put it out of order. It wants to cut the ghost first. So we'll cut the ghost first. And that's on our glitter cardstock. I have that saved as a favorite. If you go to browse all materials, you'll find all the different materials that you can see. And I just have that one saved because I think that's easier. I like that up there. Now, you can sometimes, if you want, you can add a little bit more pressure, but I've been doing fine with the default pressure. And I'm gonna go ahead, and my machine is blinking and ready to go. So I'm gonna do a couple of things here. I'm gonna stop sharing, and I am going to share a different video angle with you so that you can see my maker right over here. And because we want to cut on this smaller piece of paper first, I'm gonna just make a quick switch to, and what did we say we were cutting? The ghost we're gonna cut first?
Yes, you said you were doing the ghost first.
Okay, thank you. We have to keep it all straight, right? All right, so I am just gonna pull out the piece of black cardstock. And this is the glittery one. Oh, and I do this all the time. Do you guys do this where you work on top of your mat that's not got the cover on it and it's all sticky? Okay, so that's ready. And now we'll go over here to the machine. And my machine is already blinking, but I thought I was gonna do my box first. So I need to switch out my tool here. This is the B clamp. I'm just gonna open that up and take out my scoring blade. And then I have my little fine point blade here, which we'll put in. Close that up. And then I'm going to hit OK, and it's gonna load my paper in. Then the other light blinks, and I can go ahead and hit cut. So that's how, oops. I'll say that's how easy it is, and I have it too close to the wall. But that's how easy it is. So now the machine is going to cut that out. And if we want, while it's cutting, I can, well, I kind of told you about all the different products the tools that we're using. Does anybody have any questions while we watch it cut?
There's a question from someone who's new to Cricut, and how would they know which mat to use for the different projects?
That is a really good question. That was one of the things when I first started using my Cricut. I was like, what really is the difference? And there's a fabric mat that's pink. There's a strong grip mat that's a purple one. There's a standard grip mat that's green. And then there's a light grip mat that's blue. That's the one that I'm using here. My kind of rule of thumb is paper goes on blue, because you don't want it to be so sticky that when you go to take it off, it just is ripping your paper. If you're using vinyl and iron-on and things like that, I like the standard grip. If I'm doing something heavier with my maker, like cutting balsa wood or something really thick, or a sheet metal, that's where I want that purple mat. And then if it is something like fabric, any kind of fabric, then I want the pink mat. So it's kind of like you just have to make a note for yourself. There are indications on the packaging that will tell you what each mat is good for. Okay, so we're gonna let this finish cutting, and then the next thing we'll do is we'll cut the box, because I wanna show you how to put together this box. One of the things I think is very impressive about Cricut is our illustrators are amazing. They think about the engineering of how things work and how things come together so that you don't have to think about it. I know in the early days of paper crafting, we would get out our rulers and our little stylus and say like the box should be this big, or the scoring boards we used to use. And with this particular box, it's got little tabs and everything all ready for you. You don't even have to do that. So I see somebody's asking which Cricut is best for beginners. And I would say that the way to answer that question is really to say, what do you think you will be cutting on? And really, how much do you want to spend? So the Air 2 is the same size model as the Maker, but it doesn't have as many blades and things to play with. So the Air 2, though, will cut just about everything. It's at a little bit lower price point. Cricut Joy is at our lowest price point, and it has a not as wide a mouth as the Maker does. So it really just depends on what you want to do and how much you want to spend. So that's how I always answer people. Okay, let's go back. I'm going to share my screen again. Let's go back to Design Space, because this time I do want to load up that, this guy. Yeah, this is the right one. So we are going to, we need the double scoring wheel. This is where it tells you we're going to cut mat number 1, and we need the double scoring wheel. So I am going, and it's all ready to go. So let me go back. These are the steps that take you to the project. You'll see that this is the arrow that I'm clicking on, and everything I do from this point forward will be over at the machine. So I'm going to stop sharing this again and take you back over to the machine. And let's put that scoring wheel in. Take this blade out. And like I said, my clamp is a little bit tight. And I like the tool holder. Can you guys see that tool holder? I like the tool holder because then it keeps everything straight and organized for me. All right, so now I have the scoring blade in. My arrow is blinking. My paper is loaded.
Hey, Joy.
Yes.
This is a great question from Carolyn. Do you need to mirror any of what you're cutting?
I know, right? That's a good question. No, I don't need to mirror anything because it's on paper. If I were doing this on, if I were doing this on an iron-on, yes, I would want to mirror it because it's coming up the other way. If I were doing infusible ink, I'd want to mirror it because the way the application goes is the opposite of what you're seeing. But because it's cardstock, I don't need to mirror it. So, but that mirror button is a key component, and there are lots of times where I accidentally miss it. So what you guys see right now is you see how the scoring blade is just scoring my piece. And I think it's super cool with the Maker. It works on an XY axis. So it really, when it goes, see how it spins around like that and then goes down? It's really cool how it gets it all into the right place. So now it's ready for me to switch from this scoring blade back to my fine tip blade because now it's scored all of the parts for the box. But now we need to cut all the marks for the box. So I switch out that blade, click my little go button up there at the top, and now it's going to cut our box. In the meantime, let's look at our little ghosts that have already been cut. So we're going to come over here to this other angle. And I'm just, the best way to take something off of your mat is to flip it over and just pull the material away from the mat. I find that to be the best way. And just put this into the little trash. Now you can also get your little scraper guy out. It can be very helpful when you're taking the pieces off of the mat. Or what I do, I just kind of bend it a little bit and those little ghosts will pop right off and their little faces kind of stay down on the mat. So we'll just get these guys all ready here. And see how quick and easy it is, like to choose the images to get all those different shapes. You can get that so quickly and easily. So depending on, you know, how many different ghosts you want to use, if you want to play the game, you might want different ghosts for all the different children. It's completely up to you. And then I like this scraper tool to just take those little excess pieces right off the mat. Now, of course, I'm not doing it neat and tidy, so everything's flying back over. But you just take those right on off your mat and get that ready for the next project you want to do. That piece of vinyl that covers your mat, I keep that very handy because I have a cat and his little cat hairs get on here all the time. Or just, you know, dust. I live in Utah, there's a lot of dust. So I'm gonna put my cover back on. Get that back on there, and then that's ready to store until the next time I wanna use it. And I think our box is probably pretty close to being done. Yep, exactly. So let's take a look at this. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take that right out of the machine, and we'll come back over to our work surface over here again. We have our ghosts, same little process. I'm gonna flip my project over. And look at that, you guys. Like all these little things are all ready for me, all perfect and lined up. Sorry if I'm not getting that angle just right. Okay, so my box is here, and this is the cool part. It's got all these little tabs, right? That are right there. So I'm gonna flip this over. It even has the little opening where the top of the box is gonna go in. Everything is right there for me. And there's the box. So this is where I do like the bone folder because, and I don't know how well you guys can see that that is scored, but it is scored. That double scoring, if you're using a glitter paper, it will, the double score blade will kind of make it so that the paper doesn't crack when you go to do your folding. But if you like to get your folds really nice, I like to use the bone folder. This thing I think I've had from the 1970s when I started sewing. So that can be there for a while. You could also use your scraper to do that. So just grab whatever you have handy to make that work for you. And you just fold along the lines that are already there for you. And I'm not even like having to do a lot of work to find those lines or anything. Let's see, you've got one over here. Get that one. And then each of these little arrows is going to fold to the inside. This is where I love the thought process that our illustrators do. They are so clever. And because they're like little arrows, when I put them into the slits of the box, can you guys see that? There's a little slit in there. If I show it from this side, there's a little slit. So all I have to do now is put my box together. And I just take these little arrows and tuck them into the slits. And just like that, this box is coming together. No glue or anything. So we'll just put these in. Tell me if I'm off the camera.
You look great, Joy.
Awesome. Thank you, Catherine. Okay, then this goes over here. This is where you can get the kids to help you too. I kind of just put them in at first and then I'll push it the rest of the way. Once I have this done. This is where the kids definitely enjoy helping. When my kids were little, they loved this kind of stuff. Especially my son who liked the idea of engineering. It was really good. Okay, so now we're just gonna slide it so those little arrow pieces go down into that hole. And then because that arrow is there, look at that, you guys, it doesn't come back apart. It's so cool. So pop together, get the other side, ta-da. And now our next cuts are just the circles. And that's really the machine can do that nice and quick and easy. So the top just goes down into this little crack, this little hole right here. And then it just closes. And just like that, you have a little box. Now, one of the things that I did, I took some cotton balls, but you can use the puff balls too. Put a few of those in there. And then a little bit of candy. And you cannot have Christmas without some fireballs. I mean, not Christmas, well, any holiday, but especially this one, you gotta have some fireballs. Okay, so now let's decorate our top. And that's where we're gonna use our glitter paper here. And I think we have enough time to do everything. So I'll go back and share with you my back to design space real quick. So we'll go share screen, back to design space, share. I feel like you guys are just here with me crafting away. I love this. All right, and we need to be on our fine point blade, which I think the machine, yep, we have the fine point blade in. And I need to get out my light blue mat again. And this is where you can start to choose and play with some of those different metallics. This particular sheet, oh, let me stop sharing here. This particular sheet this pack has like all these great colors in it. I thought, you know, all season, if you wanted to do this after Halloween, you can make these for Christmas. You can make them for any time. So I like this dark bronze kind of color. And we'll put that up here in the top corner of the mat. And now we're gonna head right over to the machine, and I think I have the camera there. So we'll come over, and it's already blinking because the way Design Space was set up, this was our next project. So we'll just hit the go button, it loads in, and then the little Cricut button to make it start cutting. Okay. And then the next thing I want to cut is going to be the orange cardstock for the, because I wanted that orange glitter in there too. So I have some orange cardstock. Oh, and one of the things that I did notice the first time around, if your cardstock has a sticker on the back, if you can avoid it, take it off, or that might mean that you need to set your default to a little bit harder because you need to get through that part down there. But this particular paper is a little bit thicker. Now here's where my cat Eugene just came in, and he likes to chew on all my plastic. Okay, so here we go. This came off, and now I know that my next one is this sheet. So I'm just gonna go ahead. My maker is all ready for it. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit the arrow, and then the go button. Take that in, that'll make our second set of circles. So let's turn this over and take these off. And see how perfect those are? They're like, I used to have to get out punches and all kinds of things. I can have thousands, hundreds of thousands of designs within Design Space, and I don't need to store all those punches and all that stuff that I used to have. I can really make my craft space very small, because now I live in an apartment, so I can keep it very small, but still make so many different projects, which is really, really cool and fun for me. So now we'll just wait for our circles to get cut. And here they are, as big as that. And I'm just gonna pop it off this way this time, because I know this cardstock is pretty thick. Okay, there's that. And then to put my pieces together, I just used, you can use paper adhesive, whatever you have. I do like this kind of adhesive. And I know this isn't like a scrapbook or something that needs to last forever. And I'm not always a fan of a hot glue gun, but look at this cool thing, you guys. Look at that top. And then you just put your glue right back like that. So your glue's always where you need it to be. All right, so I'm gonna open this up and then pop this guy on top. And this is where you have stand up, sit down crafting. I need to stand up and get a good view. So that's on there. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with the orange. Or if you're from New Jersey, you might say orange. I used to work in New Jersey for 20 years and they always said orange. Okay, so that's on there. And then I used a little foam adhesive for my ghost because I wanted him to pop up a smidgy bit. So this is the foam adhesive, comes in these little dots that pop right out. It has adhesive on either side. You just expose one side and stick that on and then expose the other side. And see how that just gives you a little bit of a lift right there? And then he goes right on top, or she, that could be a she, or there. Anybody? All righty, and then remember we have our candy in there. So that is all ready to go to add to our little collection. Let me see if I wrecked it by putting it on the floor. There's our little collection of all those cute little boxes. All just ready for trick-or-treating. So that's our class today. And let me switch my camera back so I can see you guys. And I hope you enjoyed everything that we did. I had a lot of fun and I have lots of good little treats for folks. Did anybody have any questions? You can ask me. I mean, I'll try to answer any questions that you have. The name of the glue, whoops, it's called Aileen's Tacky Glue. There it goes. And it's right at Michael's. If you go to the section with all the glue, Aileen's is in the gold bottle, and there's all different kinds. Like there's a kind for metal, kind for fabric, but I really like, this is just a staple that I always have in my craft stuff. You can find more classes. If you go onto michaels.com and you go to the classes tab, you can find all of the classes. It'll take you to the YouTube channel where all the classes are. Check them all out. I've got ones on all about iron-on, vinyl, design space, which machine to choose, what's the differences between the machines, all the materials, like there's all the vinyls, all the tools that you need. If you want to take this class is up there. How to do the Hey There Pumpkin is up there. There's all kinds of fun stuff. We've been having fun for a while. Okay, somebody says, I made this box last Christmas with an apple on it, and it was so cute. I'm not sure I saved it, but I think of the ways, yes. So it's just, yes, it's all the different ways you can use a simple shape. And if you're working with the Air 2 and you are trying to use this particular pattern or the design space thing, when it says to put the scoring stylus in, you know what I'm trying to say, this guy, just put this guy into your A-clamp in the Air 2. And I told you I would show you how to change this blade or this tip, because you can switch out with lots of different tips. Let me pull out I have my single scoring wheel on here. Let me pull out my double scoring wheel. So I can open this up and see I have all these in here, and I'm gonna pick my double. And I know this is my double because it's got an 02 marked on it, and this one has an 01. So there's a little plunger at the top. I'm just gonna push that down, and this piece is gonna fall right off. And then I can just take this one, get this shape right. And ta-da, there you go. So if you want the 2 scoring wheels, you can buy the housing with one of the tips, and then you can buy the tip just alone. So you can buy all, like those tips that I showed you before, you can get all of those. They're all different kinds of tips. As long as you have one housing, you can put all those tips on. That's why it's called the quick swap tool, because you can swap out what this bottom part does, and this top part always fits correctly into your machine. So that's how smart people are at Cricut. Okay, what is the difference between the double and the single? The only difference is the single has 1 wheel and the double has, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this on my camera, but it has 2 little wheels. So if you're working with a thicker material, like if I were cutting and scoring this glitter cardstock, I would probably use the double scoring wheel, because then it puts down 2 parallel scoring marks. And then when I go to fold, it's not gonna crack the paper. So let's just pretend if I were to just fold this, see how it cracks and gets that white part right there? If you do the double scoring and fold, you won't get that white crack. Does that make sense? Okay, let's see. Lots of thank yous. Thank you, you guys. I appreciate that. I really do. I love doing this. I've been teaching crafting for over 20 years. And I used to own a scrapbook store way, way back in the day. And I love, love, love teaching people how to craft, working with people who are creative. I think creative souls always look for each other, right? Okay, I don't see any other questions. I hope we answered everything. I hope we gave you enough little bit. Oh wait, one more question. I was trying to put notes in the project as you were showing us what to do, but I can't seem to edit the box to make corrections. How do I do it? I think you mean on Design Space, but I'm not entirely sure what you mean. The good news is that this whole class is being recorded and it will be uploaded on through Michael's. So you'll be able to access this class and go back and see anything that I did. Because I did move kind of fast through that Design Space, but if you go back and use it as a YouTube video, you can pause and move along with me. But also you'll be amazed that if you just give it a try, Design Space will prompt you along the way too. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. You guys are so nice. All right. I think we got everything. I have 7 minutes left. But it looks like we're all wrapped up. Do you think anybody will play the game with their kids? I think, like, if my kids were little and they couldn't go trick-or-treating, I would set up the ghost fuzzies around the box and have the kids go look for that. And then, you know, it's all about entertaining the kids, really. You could play some fun games. Like, if everybody has their little fuzzies afterwards, you could give them straws and see who could blow their little fuzzy the farthest. Or, you know, if you just type in pom-pom games, you'll see tons of games, or cotton ball games. You'll see tons of games, so that not only can you entertain them by sending them all over the house to do a hide and seek, but also then play some games with the pom-poms. So there's just like, this is where crafting is such a beautiful thing. Out of nothing, you can make something. Yeah, so do that with your grandkids, do that with your kids. If you do it, I would love to see pictures. If you, there's a hashtag, if you put it up on Instagram, there's a hashtag Cricut with Michaels. And I always look at that hashtag. So if you do this and play any games, put it on your Instagram and tag. You can tag me, I'm Joy McDonnell, and then also tag hashtag Cricut with Michaels, and I'll be able to see what you made. That would be so much fun. I would love that. All right. All right, I think we got everything, you guys.
Thank you so much, Joy. Thank you for everything. We so appreciate you having you teach today.
You're so welcome. I just love it. I hope everybody does something crafty today.
Yes.
All right, y'all have a great, great day, and happy Halloween. Stay safe and just have fun. Bye. Thank you.